The lighthouse.
Have you ever wished a sad day never came? Well, that's exactly what I wished for today's day. Good morning, my dear friends, from my last episode of this season. It will be my final ride and longest journey that I ever undertook in the Philippines. As I am now heading out for the last leg of this epic tour that brought me to so many amazing places here in the northern parts of Luzon. But first things first, for now I just arrived here at the Patar Beach, and so let's see and check in at the guest house first.
Hello, I have a booking. Yes, where shall I park? Sorry? Yes, yes, of course.
Paul! 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 Kausapin mo daw to. Yung KNB? KNB Resville.
Today the 19th, check out 21st.
2 nights, sir?
Sorry?
2 nights?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have it in your file? And where can I park? Here?
No.
What would you like, sir?
I think upstairs more nicer.
Upstairs.
What do you think? What is the nicer room?
Upstairs, sir.
Ah, then let's go upstairs.
Yeah, that was a bit of a roller coaster to check in here, as they didn't even know that I was coming. Then on the first 2 rooms they offered to me, things went even more hair-wired. As on the first room they couldn't locate the keys to open the room, and then on the second room, it was impossible for the door to be locked from the inside. So that made it a non-go for me until finally we got to the 3rd room, which was kind of acceptable, although not the best for the prices they charging up here at this lovely end of the world Patar Beach. Anyway, enough of my ranting, now let's find out if this Patar Beach is the hidden Boracay of the north that everyone is talking about it. Sit back and let's explore together the Patar White Sand Beach, located here in the far and wild west of the municipality of Bolinao. And let us discover if it is really worth our money and time to come and spend our hard-earned holidays here. And as I am riding here along the road, are you also noticing the same as me? Driving up and down the beach road, I am starting to notice that it is impossible to even get a glimpse of the beach, not even talking about of seeing the sea, which is my main purpose of coming here to Patar Beach. Now as I am driving along for kilometers, the only thing I can surely see here are the fences and the high walls of the gated resorts and private properties. And some come with really big signs of private property and large imitating "do not trespass" boards that are attached to their mighty iron gates. I also noticed that some of these properties even employ fully mounted guards that are wielding with pumped-up rifle guns around them, and are accompanied by hungry-looking fierce dogs that are protecting their so precious properties, and frankly speaking that doesn't make the beach accessible or inviting at all. So are you also thinking the same as me? How on earth do we get to the public beach if there is no easy visible public entrance path that leads directly to the shore, and without the need of trespassing a private gated property? And indeed we have to be nifty detectives to find the only one remaining entryways for tourists like us, for entering the Patar Beach without staying in a beachfront guesthouse with direct access, or begging a property owner to allow us to pass his property lot by paying some kind of tea money to him. And then, once you've finally gained access to the creamy golden sand beach for an entry fee that is supposed to be a public beach, you find huts available for rent and rundown toilet and shower facilities at overpriced rates, which of course is the cherry on top of the whipped cream. Now if that was not enough, my third problem just became reality as I tried to find a restaurant or a small place to still my hunger, and sadly to say that there is not much here to choose from. Also one has to be prepared to come with all your own purchased food from the outside of the village, as most of the guests that are staying here overnight are doing so, as there are no open eateries around here. Okay, I thought that maybe I can go to one of the few resorts and ask if I can eat at their restaurants, but to my surprise the answer was a straightforward and a rather bluntly no, because the restaurant is only catering for their guests who stay here at the resort, so I have been told in a rather unfriendly way. Now here is the only restaurant in this village that is having loud music and all the lights on, but unfortunately no luck here too, as after sitting down, the owner came out and looked at me, as I am invading her space, and assured me in a hostile voice, that they are closed and not serving any food for the unforeseeable future. Yes, they have the sari stores, which are the small iron-barred shops, that sell snacks and cold beverages, but that's about it. So if you are fine with eating cups of unhealthy mee noodles, and do your own preparation too, then you are one of these lucky persons who don't need more. But this was not the purpose of my coming here and enjoy my lovely beach holiday. Now my last choice was letting the guesthouse staff know about my frustration in finding a place to eat some delicious Filipino food, and they kindly explained to me that most of their guests are coming with their own food and cook it by themselves here in the guesthouse kitchen. Fortunately, after a bit of talking and grunting, they understood my problem, especially as there is no fresh market nearby to buy some chicken and veggies. And so, luckily they kindly offered me to cook something for me, which I gladly accepted with a lot of thanks. And that saved my evening, or so I thought, as suddenly out of the blue the dancing queens woke up from their heavenly day rest, and started to sing in full Filipino power into the late and lovely serene peaceful nighttime. This is certainly a great place if you are in a camping and party mood, but it was not what I expected. The prices here are above the average for what they offer, compared to similar or better beach destinations in other places across the Philippine archipelagos. So my verdict for the Patar Beach is that besides the wonderful sunset and the golden white sand beach, it is a bit too overhyped and unquestionably a bit too underwhelming for what they are offering here, and for certain it can't be compared with Boracay, which is in a way a good thing too, as it is a hidden rough gem that needs to be polished to gain the full attention it deserves. I mean, it's fine to pride itself as a tourist destination, but unfortunately I see little effort to try to improve what would elevate it to a successful holiday village, as they still trying to sell a rough diamond for the price of a polished gem to a blind man, and that is the wrong approach, as nowadays holiday makers can make or break a destination. Hopefully my comments here are seen as a constructive feedback to enhance the guest experience, and make this village being as competitive or even better as the other nearby beach locations in the near future. So come on Patar Village, you certainly can do better than this. So what are your thoughts? Would you come again to the Patar White Sand Beach Village, or rather choose a different location? Let me know in the comments below of what you think about this place too. And after so much of useful complaining, you might have noticed that I am already well on my way and by now just entered the village of Thiep, and from here I will drive onwards to Manila. My rather unhappy journey of today will take me from here in Bolinao to Bani and Burgos, then further down south to Masinloc, Iba, and Subic Bay, where I will return my trusted rented motorbike. And after a short break in Subic Bay, I shall convey to the Victory Liner bus station in Olongapo, and from there I will continue to the Pasay Victory Liner bus terminal in Manila, where I will hop into a taxi and get to the Ninoy Aquino International Airport at the Terminal 3, for my depressed departure date with AirAsia, which is set for a later time of tonight. And as I am making my way slowly towards to the south, I still try to enjoy driving on the smaller roads like this one as much as I can, as it is less populated than the main road and often comes with amazing scenic views, winding curves, quaint villages, and a slower pace that you don't have anymore on the bigger main roads.
So I guess we are on the main highway again, huh?
Continue on Orringham home, Vigan Road for 42 kilometers.
Okay. 42 kilometers.
I just entered the town of Burgos, which it is said that in the first part of the 19th century, a mighty sailor and explorer from the town of Pauay in the Ilocos Norte, and named Matias Guang, was a frequent traveler here in the China Sea between the Ilocos and the Zambales regions for the purpose of trade. Attracted to its agricultural possibilities, Matias Guang along with his family, friends, and neighbors eventually migrated here to the Zambales del Norte, which is now the westernmost part of the province of Pangasinan.
Here are the salt fields of Dassault.
Now I will do all this towns and cities in a jiffy, as I already reviewed most of them in my first episode, when I started this journey from the Subic Bay up to the city of Alaminos. So this is in fact the same road, just now in the opposite direction and with more dark clouds in the sky. So in case you are interested to learn more about all these locations located here on this Olongapo to Bugalan Road, please feel free to watch my episode number 1 of this season. I just reached the town of Iba. And here it is worth to mention that Iba was founded by the order of the Augustinian Recollect priests led by then Rodrigo de San Miguel in the year of 1611 as the village of Painan. The early inhabitants of the town are called Zambales, and they were later joined by the Tagalogs and Ilocanos who migrated to the town, which resulted in the intermingling of customs and traditions. The Ita people then settled in the hinterlands and the majority of them dwelled in the Mount Pinatubo area. Later in the year of 1860, the administration of the town was turned over to the Dominican priests until the civil government came to power, and as of today, Iba is the capital city of the province of Zambales and has a population of nearly 60,000 souls. So and here are my final thoughts as I am finishing my 8th season that I recorded in my limited time of just 30 days, starting from the city nearest to the airport. Which in my case was the Subic Bay, and from where I rented my motorbike and began my journey up to the city of Alaminos, the city of the 1,000 islands. Then from Alaminos to Baguio, the mountain town of universities and resorts of Luzon, and from there I continued to Sagada in the Cordillera Mountains, and visited the Echo Valley with its hanging coffins that are displayed high up in the mountains on cliffs, or stacked in the burial sites like the Lumiang Cave, and which is an ancient tradition still practiced by the Igorot people as of today. Then I proceeded from the mountain region over the Skyline Highway further down to the west coast of the Ilocos Sur, and towards to the preserved historic Spanish colonial city of Vigan. That is well known for the Calle Crisologo with its beautiful cobblestone streets, the horse-drawn carriages and all its rustic mansions, as well as the Plaza Salcedo, which is offering the amazing fountain light shows, and the Plaza Burgos that is also known for its many yummy street food stalls. Then from the historic Spanish colonial city of Vigan, I continued to the north and into the direction of the city of Laoag and then further on to Pagudpud, a region famous for its wind turbine farms and for its rough and windy northern climate. After enjoying the nice northern breeze, I proceeded around the Cape and onto the famous Patapad Viaduct. That was taking me again southward and into the Cagayan Valley towards the city of Tuguegarao, which is the capital city of the Cagayan province as well as one of the most fast-emerging cities here in the Philippines. From Tuguegarao, I then turned west and into the lush green Chico River Valley and its high mountain hills and through the beautiful province of Kalinga and back into the mountain province to the stunning mountain valley city of Bontoc. From Bontoc I took a steep ascent up to the village of Favian to see and explore the well-underrated ancient and mesmerizing rice terraces of the high-up located Maligcong Valley and their native Igorot people that are continuing their over 2,000 years old tradition of cultivating their rice like in the ancient time. After exploring the Maligcong Rice Terraces, I then descended once again back down the steep Switchback Mountain Road and into Bontoc City from where I traversed the Chico River Valley. But this time towards Tadian, Cervantes and crossing the much-feared and mighty Bessang Pass of the Ilocos Sur province, and from there descending down into the Suyo Valley and westwards to the western coast and the city of San Fernando. After over 30 hours of power outage, I finally left San Fernando and circumventing the Gulf of Lingayen into the direction of Alaminos City for a one-day break. Before coming to the Patar White Sand Beach for a vacation that was not according to my expected hospitality standard, which I never set too high regardless. Anyway, and it is with a heavy-hearted feeling that I am now returning to Manila where 30 days ago my journey began. But this time it is for my tonight's departure where I must leave the Philippines behind me. But I will take with me irreplaceable memories, as in the last 30 days I clocked up nearly 2,000 kilometers in total, and all this on my well-trusted bike that I rented from a rental shop in the Subic Bay area, and that never failed me along the entire journey over rocky terrain, smooth national roads and windy viaducts. During this 30 days I managed to visit more than 10 cities and countless towns and exploring most of their surroundings and condensed it into 16 episodes, trying to communicate my traveling impression while exploring the different parts and cities of this beautiful island of Northern Luzon and its very amazing and unique people. And so I took my travel journey and condensed it into a travel vlog of hopefully good values for my YouTube friends, for motorbiking enthusiasts, as well as for the future tourists who are interested to see the unseen and the enchanting areas of the northern parts of Luzon, and last but not least, of course also for the people of the Philippine archipelagos and the Luzons. Nevertheless, all my impressions of this journey exceeded my expectations and dreams by far, and they will certainly stay in my memory for a long time to come. I truly hope that this Luzon North Uncovered series will reflect the beauty and its kindness of this amazing island and its people that it deserves, and that it will be an inspiration for many of you to do similar journeys, exploring the true beauty of places away from the hustle and bustle of the overcrowded tourist destinations, and that it will be an example on how to let the journey become your adventure and the destination your reward, and trust me, once you master this, and with keeping an always open mind, you will certainly have the perfect holiday that you will never forget or regret. And if you have never been to Luzon or the Philippines, try to come now or as soon as you can, as the northern parts of Luzon especially will always stand out as a special place to visit and explore. It is a relatively small part of the entire Luzon island, but nevertheless, it has so much to offer on culture, and diverse landscapes and climates. A history so unique in richness that is extending beyond the areas of the Southeast Asia regions and the China Sea. Moreover, the Northern Luzon's culture is often reflected by using art, architecture, sculptures, festivals and food which is often influenced by the prominent religions prevailing the country. The Igorot's way of life is very simple and is filled with humility and happiness, and therefore don't be surprised if you meet with some of the friendliest people you ever have met, and eat some of the tastiest, flavorful and cleanest food you ever have enjoyed. I can promise that there is so much to see and to do in this beautiful part of the Luzon island that with only a month you will barely have scratched the surface of this place. And if you worry about getting around here in Northern Luzon, don't fret. Traveling here is actually very easy and you can choose from so many different options, like self-driving your car, or renting a motorbike like I did, or a chauffeur-driven car, or simply hop onto the bus, and whatever travel mode you will choose, I guarantee you that you will have a blast of a time here, as it is really simple and easy to navigate and travel around on almost the entire island. Beside this, Luzon North is also offering you one of the best nature places, like beaches, mountains, plains, or city life, whatever your heart desires, with an always fantastic and diverse climate throughout the northern parts of Luzon. One day you could be soaking up the sun down south in the Subic, and the next day you could be riding in a jeep on your very first and wildest mountain rally across some high passes. Here in the northern parts of Luzon you are almost able to have it all, from the city life in Manila, to the beaches on the west coast that are stretching from the Subic Bay up to the far north of Pagudpud, or exploring the ancient Spanish cities like Vigan and Laoag, or feeling like gazing over mesmerizing lush green rice terraces high up in the mountains. Then if you feel so, you can also easily brushing up on your history knowledge, and refreshing your understanding of the Spanish and the American invasion here in the northern parts of the Philippines, or participate in an adventure hiking trip into the Cordilleras mountain range. There is so much to do and to see, and the amazing fact is that if you like, you can always change your program and destination easily and affordable, on a daily basis. My best advice is to come as fast as you can, as the prices are still affordable but on an upgoing trend, and so is the tourist arrival. It is going up significantly, as well as the prices with dining out and accommodation costs that already have increased quite a bit due to the never-ending added tax the government is imposing on the locals as well as on the visitors. So my advice, if you want to see Luzon North for the best price you can get, then come now, as this is the best season and time to see and visit this region of amazement. Thank you Luzon North, and thanks to all the Filipinos for having me as their guest here. I had an amazing time and I certainly look forward to coming back. And with all these wonderful memories in my mind, I sadly must now leave the Philippines immediately, as my visa is expiring now. Once again, thank you all for watching my last episode of this season 8, and all the 15 previous ones, and being part of this amazing journey. Good night and see you in my next adventure of season 9, which is coming up on this channel very soon and in a completely new and exciting location. In the meantime, have a great journey, drive safe, be happy, stay healthy, and certainly never ever stop to explore even more.